Hello, everybody. This is Virginia Milner coming to you with the DeKalb County Library System with another program. And we're going to do something that I don't do very often. We're going to make a ring. I have had several requests from people in my classes to make rings, but the problem with making a ring is that you have to size them, et cetera, et cetera. And if I do it with a class full of people, everybody's fingers are different sizes, and there are not that many enough mandrels in the world to go around the whole class. So I have not done that, and I wanted to show you, and I mean, I've seen this before. I wanted to show you how you can make rings without a mandrel. You really don't need one. You just need a cylindrical item that's about the same size as your finger, and then you can size it from there. It's sort of like when you're making a bracelet. Unless it's a link bracelet, if you're making a bangle, you just you can use a mandrel, but it's not necessary. And I try to make it easy enough for participants that they don't have to go out, excuse me, and buy a whole lot of different gadgets in order to make some of these items. I try to keep it, if you've been following me at all, to the basics, which are round nose pliers, chain or square nose pliers, and cutters, and leave it at that. Occasionally we'll need a memory wire cutter, and that's because I kind of traded that over something like rings, because unless you're a ring person, a lot of people like memory wire for bangles and things like that. So, and I'm not a huge ring person. I like them. I can show you a couple that I made that we're going to do now. But I don't want you to have to go out and feel like you need to buy a ring mandrel, because then you're going to think, oh, I need to be making rings all the time to justify the cost. They're not super expensive, but you don't really need one. All you need is to figure out the size of your finger, wrap a piece of string around your finger, and then find something that fits it. It could be a marker, a pin. I use the handle of my dollar store mallet. It's a little big, but then I can size it down to fit perfectly. And this is the type of thing that we're going to make today. This one I did in a neutral shade, because I thought it's something that you can make for guys too. Really, really neat. Very, very easy, and very, very pretty to make. So we're going to do that today. I had kind of thought I could get it in before Mother's Day, but that didn't work. I mean, I could have, but I've already done the other video for just before Mother's Day, so I'm not changing that. So anyway, this will be just for you. You can make yourself a bunch of little rings, a bunch of little line rings. They take literally minutes, very few minutes actually, to make, and you can make bunches and bunches of them. So again, you need your regular pliers, round nose, square or chain nose, and cutters. You'll need a ruler. You'll need 20 gauge wire, very little of it, 20 gauge wire, and 24 gauge wire for the wrapping portion. You'll need some cylindrical, I keep holding up my little dollar store thing. I'm so proud of this little guy. It works for a lot of stuff. Some cylindrical item to use to shape your ring, or start the shaping of your ring. And that's really it. I want to reiterate that these videos, these tutorials are free. They're brought to you by the DeKalb County Foundation. They're the ones that fund them, sponsor them, and bring me to you through them. So show a little love to them. Go to the library, DeKalb County Library Facebook page, and give them a like, a thumbs up. And they can be found at facebook.com/DeKalb Library. That's facebook.com/DeKalb LIBRARY. And you can also find me at jewelrygen20@gmail.com. If you want to ask any questions, give me some feedback, ask about a video that you liked and can't find, I will send you the link, because again, free. It's all free, all of it. The kits that we give out at the different library branches, those are free as well. And we are adding back in another branch to those that are holding the kits. Starting in May, the branches that will have kits are Toco Hills, North Lake, Clarkston, and Decatur. They will all four have kits that you can get and use to make these videos. So enough chitter chatter, let's get to it. Let's make a ring or two, okay? All right, so here we go. So we, again, need very little to make these. These are the cutest things ever. I mean, they just really are. So easy to make, take a few minutes. Isn't that cute? I just love it. I mean, I literally just made this one just before I came on, just to make sure I had all my ducks in a row. They're just so easy. Isn't that neat? So let's make one. So what I would suggest is that you use something that's not more than 6 millimeters. This is a 4 by 6, I think, millimeters. So I put a little crystal in the middle. That makes it a little bit longer than my usual, but who cares? It's so cute. It fits beautifully. It goes right across my finger, and I can't wait to actually wear it. I haven't had a chance to, because like I said, I just made this 20 minutes ago. So what I'm going to use today is these rondelles, these pretty rondelles with this, it's not a druzy, but this embellishment on the sides to make my ring. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. So I'm going to use that to make this ring. So now what you need is 20 gauge wire. I'm using 3 inches. And this is just a little piece that I had left over from something else. It's actually a little, almost 4 inches. I don't need that much, but it's a little piece of wire that I can use up, so I'm using it. So what I'm going to do is wrap it around my, whatever the cylindrical thing is that you're using to shape your ring. Just wrap it around there. And I know from experience that this will actually fit my middle finger. So I need to bring it down a little bit, unless I'm going to wear it on my middle finger, which I can. I found the easiest ways to do that is to either open it up a little wider than the beads, and then when you're wrapping it, pull it a little tighter, or you can actually just squeeze it a little smaller to get it to fit your finger. It's really up to you what you want to do. There, that's better. No, bring it down a little bit more when I put my beads on. So now what I did was just cross over the wires so that I have enough to open up so that I can set my beads in there. So what I'm going to do is go to one side of my wire. And I'm going to, this is going up and down. I'm going to turn the wire to the side. I'm going to take it straight out to the side. Like that. So that's what it looks like. Then I'm going to go to the other side. I have to determine how much wire I need. So what I do is just put my beads on a piece of wire. And then hold them up to my ring. And that tells me about how much space I need in between to settle my beads in there. So this is where I need to go. This is how open I need it to be. This is the amount of space I need in between. So grab my pliers. Let me check one more time. Oh, I already took everything off, so I'm good. And I opened this one out this way. This side, I'm going to open out the other way. So they're going in opposite directions, just like that. So there's my actual ring. And these are pointing out to the side. I'll clip that off so you can get a better look. Okay, so here's the way it looks now. One bent out one way, the other one bent out the other way, and then here's the shank of my ring, the actual body of the ring. So now I want to cut these two straight sides down to about 1/4 of an inch. And you can measure it. You can measure it. That's what your ruler's for, if you want to be exact. So right about there. Yes. Snip that off down to 1/4 of an inch. Same on the other side. Let's get that straight. Yeah. Okay. So now this is what I have. One pointing out one way, one pointing out the other way. And now I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I'm just going to roll it into a loop. It's going to go just a little bit past the tip of my pliers. And I'm going to roll it into a loop that's standing on top of my wire. I did say I was using 20 gauge, didn't I? Yes, 20 gauge wire. You can use 18, 16, depending on how strong you want it to be. Okay, there's the one. Let's do the other one. Again, just past the tip of my pliers. Make sure nothing's sticking out the back here. I want a nice clean circle. And then just rotate that in small increments until I have a loop. There we go. So there are my two loops. I have to make some adjustments so that they're both standing up the way I want. They should be standing straight up. Okay, so there are my two loops. And I want to make sure that when I'm looking down at them, I can kind of see from one through to the other. And the way that I can determine that over there, that they are lined up the way they should be, is I can take a piece of wire and just thread it straight through. Just like that. Okay, so I'm not ready to get my beads together here. It's a little straighter up. It's leaning a little to the side. Make whatever adjustments you need to make. There we go. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, so now my beads. I'm going to string them on this wire just to check and see what I have size-wise. Yes, very nice. It's going to fit right in there. So what I like to do, easiest way I've found to get it on is to slide the wire in and then slide my beads on one at a time while it's kind of laying down. This is my process. There are several different ways you can do it. This way I don't have to open up any of the loops in order to get it on there. You can just do it like this. There's one, there's two, the last one is the trickiest because it should be right against the loop. Slide that in there, very good. And that little space that I have in here is what I'm going to use to close it up so that it fits my little finger. In fact, I think I'm going to squeeze it just a little bit. Let's test it. Yes, I can bring it in just a tiny bit. It's always good to measure, unless you want it to fit on a different finger. Just measure the finger that you want. And that looks good. Get a little bit smaller, just a tiny bit. Yeah, see, that'll still fit on that finger too. I want it on this finger. So here we go. All right, let's get the beads on. One, two, and three. Now, let's get it back in here. Now, this is the way I said you can do it. You can back this up until you can slide it through the hole, or you can just open up this little loop inside it, slide it through there. This is too hard for you to do. Just depends on which way works better for you. So there are my beads on there. This is the way it's going to look. So let's get everything nicely wrapped. All right, so just hold on to my beads and wrap one tail of the wire around the ring. And that first one needs to go nice and close to the side. Keep them nice and close. And if you don't want to bother with all this excess, just cut it off, because we're just wrapping it around 3 or 4 times. Your choice. If you do it 3 on one side, do it 3 on the other. If you do it 4 on one side, do it 4 on the other, just for some symmetry. Just wrap it around nice and close. And then I'm going to snip this off so that this little tail is underneath, because I don't want it catching on anything. So I snip it off on the side here. And then push it down with my pliers. Push that little end down nice and snug against the ring. Yeah. And that's one side. So let's go to the other side, and we're going to do the same thing. And again, I can see the little opening there. I don't want to see the opening, so I'm going to squeeze that a little tighter so it's nice and close and you don't have to see that little seam line. There we go. Bring the wire down and around, and as close as I can get to that little seam to cover it up so it kind of looks seamless. Nice and snug. And then I'm going to cut off this excess wire. And what I had here was about 5 inches. Obviously, did not need that much, because by the time I finish wrapping, I'm still going to have a good 3 inches left. I'm going to go ahead and snip that off so I don't have to deal with all this excess tail when I'm trying to wrap. I'm going to take it down to about 1/2 inch, a little bit more than half, and continue my wrapping. Nice and close. One more time around. I left myself a little bit more of the tail, Virginia. So 1, 2, 3, there we go. Flip that off. And push that little tail down, that little end. And clip that a little closer so that it rests underneath and not on the side. And when I first started doing this, I thought, oh, if you have it underneath, it might scratch you, but not if you push it down firmly and securely. There we go. There it is. There's my ring. And oh, look at that. Slides right on. Perfect and beautiful. Isn't that the neatest thing ever? I love these. I love them. They're so easy, so simple. Let me take a look here real quick, like, because I think this is a little leaning just a bit. Let's fix that. There we go. That does it. Ah, there's my ring. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Just a few minutes to do. Should we do another one? Why not? I am stoked. I just love these. They're just so easy to make. It's so fast. And they just come out so pretty. Okay, so let's do one more. I thought, well, what if you have a guy? Why not? So I've got this spotted jasper. Ah, neat. Neat, 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 neat. Is it clear? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, these little cubes. I love it. Let's do another one. Again, find whatever you need to size it properly. I personally only need about, let me see, this is again about 3.5 inches. And I'm going to have to cut. It's okay. Wrap it around my little handle here. And again, I'm using 20 gauge wire. You can use stronger wire, definitely. You can use 18, 16. It just depends on what strength you want. But these things hold up pretty nicely so far. I've not had a problem. There, that's perfect. All right. All right, let's open out one side. Again, I'm opening it out to the side here. So there's my ring. Just gonna boop over to the side. I'm gonna snip that off as well. Not too much to deal with. Then I'm gonna do the other side, but first I'm gonna see how much I need space-wise. Isn't that neat? I love this. All right, I need to go to here. There we go. So this one's going out that way. So this side needs to go the opposite way. So there we go. So there we go. It's nicely open. Got my little gap in the center that's going to be used to weave on my beads. All right, so let's clip this down to 1/4 of an inch. Straighten it out. Nice and straight. Okay, give me 1/4 of an inch here. Yes. Snip that off. Same on the other side. 1/4 these. Looks blurry. Why are you blurry? Like that. There we go. Tiny bit more, I think. Yeah, a little bit off the tip. All right. And let's make our little loop. So grab my pliers, slide the wire down just past the tip. And rotate until I have a loop. And then around. And go to the other side and do the same thing. Just rotate. I have a nice little circle. All right, so now I just need to line up my loops because they're kind of all over the place. So first things first, make sure that it's closed. Okay, and then let's turn it until it's standing up. Right now they're kind of leaning in. Stand them up nice and straight. One side and the other. Okay. A little bit of a maneuver here. Let's see what I've got. This one could be turned up just a tiny bit. Here we go. And reclose. There. Let's do the wire test. One side to the other, yes. Nice and neat. And now it's time to weave on my beads. 1, 2, and 3. So let's check. Make sure they're going to fit in the little opening where I want them to go. 1, 2. I love this spotted Jasper. 2, and 3. Where is it? That's the only thing wrong with this particular kind of stone is that it's speckled, so it's hard to find the openings. Oh, yes, perfect. Yes, 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 yes. And guess what? The piece that I had left over is going to be enough to wrap. It's about 3 inches. That's all you need. So, 1, let's put it through the loop. Put the 1 bead on, 2nd bead on. Third bead on. Side. There we go. And slide that through. There we go. Oh, you know, there's a little bit of an opening like there was last time. So I'm gonna just squeeze it closed. Or I can just wrap it tight, but I think I'm gonna squeeze it closed. Just give it a bit of a squeeze. Let's turn that up a little more. And squeeze it. Put on my finger and squeeze it. Then it'll be nicely shaped. Squeeze. Just like you do an adjustable ring. All right. Let's do this again. One, two, and number three. Where's the little hole? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. And slide it through. And we're ready to wrap. All right. So just hold everything in place and wrap the first side. And if you want to, you can start this first side, get it secured, and then go to the other side and start that one, and then you don't have to hold it so snugly, because it'll hold itself in place. Yeah. That little crimp. Don't want to crimp in my wire. There we go. So now we can wrap. Right. Nice and close together. Yes. Should get closer so you can really see what I'm doing. Not that close. Just closer. How's that? It looks like it's getting blurrier instead of better. Already wrapped it around 3 times. Let me clip it off. Sorry, that was my phone. Here. And let's push that end down. Nice and tight. Nice and neat and tidy. Yeah. Go to the other side. This camera, sometimes if you just move, it gets blurry. It's like, no, I don't like that. Sorry about that, folks. Let's move it up a little. Maybe that's would be better. Is that? Okay. One wrap. Let's push it up a little closer so I can cover up my little opening in the loop, because I really don't want to look at that. I want to hide it. Okay. Nice and snug. Here we go. And time to clip. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, yes. Actually, that would be a little closer. I think it's going to end up on the side if I don't cut it closer. Come on, cooperate with me. A little so I can reach it. I think that did it. Yes. Okay, let's push down that end. Good. Now my thing's telling me, okay, you did 2, that's enough. Stop. Here we go. Yes, there it is. I love the chips. Oh, I really like the fact that they kind of rotate a little bit. That's different and unusual. Can you get a good look at that? Yes. Very nice. Oh, I love it. It looks like one continuous piece. Just looks like a bar. Oh, that's nice. So easy to make these. I love them. Let's put them all on. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? No, I'm heading for my knuckle at this point. Aren't they beautiful? Aren't they beautiful? I just love them. They take minutes to make. You can make one in like 10, 15 minutes. If I wasn't chitter-chattering the whole time, I could have probably made all 4 of these in this time. I love this. Anyway, there you go. This is our program for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I certainly did and will. And that's coming from a non-ring person, but I am now. Aren't they beautiful? Lovely, lovely, lovely. I'm sorry I didn't get these in before Mother's Day, but you know what? Why not do it for Father's Day? Father's Day is coming up, and I'm telling you, I've got 3, at least 3. Well, all of these would work for Father's Day, I think. I mean, there's nothing flashy about any of them. I think the one has a crystal on it, but that's okay. You can use a black crystal or a dark crystal or something like that if you wanted to do it for Father's Day. But that's perfect. That kind of a jasper. I think this one is agate. No, that's jasper too. Yeah. Isn't that beautiful? Is that picture? No, that's not picture jasper. I can't remember which one it is. And then this one, this is actually a crystal. So sparkly. And then this one is, I think these are just chips. These are not, hey, I don't think these are Heishi beads. They may be. But any one of those would work. I'm trying to decide which one I want to wear today. Any one of these would work as a Father's Day ring. They're so simple. So why not do it? Why not make one for Father's Day? You'll wear these two. Why not make one for Father's Day and make one for yourself and make a dual ring, as a matter of fact, a couple ring. I wish I could do this in a class, but really I can't figure out how to do it without having mandrels for everybody and trying to go around, make sure everybody's got their things measured out properly in a classroom full of people is daunting, a daunting task. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is our program for the day. Please let me know how you liked it. Please let me know if you liked it. Please let me know if you didn't like it. And if there's anything that you would like to ask, if you'd like to give me some feedback, I'd love to hear it. If there's anything that you would love to see us do, I'd love to hear that too. So please, please, please don't hesitate to contact me at jewelrygen20@gmail.com. That's JEWELRYGIN20. I hear you, at gmail.com, or put a comment on the Facebook page under any of the postings for these videos, and I'd be happy to get back in touch with you in regard to anything you want to ask me or say to me or say to us in regard to these tutorials. Always free, always for you. Kits are free. Starting in May this month, you'll be there coming to Toco Hills, North Lake, Clarkston, and Decatur. Reserve, well, you can't reserve it. You have to go in and get one. They're in limited supply, so don't hesitate. Okay, once a week, we have these kits just for you. We have these tutorials just for you. You're welcome. Let me know how you like things. And until the next time, until we see you again, have a great week, have a good weekend, and see you later.